Hello and welcome to another edition. When I get to put my teeth in, to Footy Corner, and yeah, we're going to be talking about the Champions League draw. This evening we've got Tabs. How are we doing, my friend?
I'm good. Looking forward to the weekend and looking forward to the game tomorrow. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, you're going to the game, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Bearded, how are we doing, my friend?
I'm good. Waiting to see what we do against Everton tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you fancy your chances in that?
I mean, we hit them 4, right? Earlier this season.
Okay. I mean, we could go a long way into that. We could delve a long way into that, but that's not what we're here for. We'll be here a long time if we start delving into Man United versus Everton and whether they're going to get slapped or not.
I know Moyes has done really well since he's been there. He's like, I think he's maybe like top of the league in terms of form at the moment. He's like he's done really well. I don't think it's going to be easy. Where is it at Old Trafford or is it at
I think we go to Everton tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't
Another
know.
cup final then.
Another cup final.
Every home game is a cup final for them now.
I mean, if we show up, it's gonna be a easy game, I guess.
Yeah, you reckon?
I mean, I am a United fan, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there seems a bit of hope even in there as well. To be fair,
No.
No.
Once we show up, I believe we're gonna have to win.
Okay, what do you think the score's going to be? Just because, you're live, and we can clip it up.
All right, 3-1 United.
3-1 United.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I have to say that I'm happy for you in the sense that you don't have to play the nosebleed football that we had to play. That was awful. That was the first game of the Daesh our parkour 5 buses. Just I'm not gonna come out at all. Yeah, basically.
No, but they've beaten Brighton 1-0 away, beat Leicester 4-0. They lost to Bournemouth, drew 2-2 against Liverpool, beat Palace away. That's pretty good form.
Yeah, who knew that they could actually do that given the same squad that Daesh had to play with?
Yeah. So
really,
I don't know. And you look at Man United's form. Okay, beat Fulham. I think that was
where are you now? Are you 15th now?
Yeah, our league form is trash, man.
Lost to Palace, lost to Tottenham. My God, you lost to Tottenham for crying out loud. Sure.
Though, in fairness, if you beat Everton, you can actually go above them.
Yeah.
To be honest, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You could go 12.
Once it's not in the top 4, it doesn't matter.
You could go 12, man. I mean, you're not even going to make it in the baby Europa conference for this season. How do you feel about that?
What's that?
You're not even going to make the Conference League this season.
I mean, when we win the Europa League, we don't have to study that, right?
Do you think you're going to win it, right?
Yeah.
Do we have to start there now?
Let's start there. Let's start.
So, yeah, this is obviously the road to Bilbao, right? We don't even get Munich; we get Bilbao. So, have you seen the draw? Have you? What do you make of it? Do you think you're actually going to get there?
When I saw the draw, it was like another Spanish team. Like they did us a bit of injustice there because we don't really have a good time against Spanish teams. However, we played Sociedad a couple of times over the last 4 years. We have good results against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do too bad against them. I mean, you've then got, if you get through that,
I believe we're gonna
get Leon. Maybe.
Nah, I don't think we're gonna play Leon.
Really?
Nah, I don't think we're gonna play Leon.
Okay, so you reckon you get what is it, Star Bucharest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we played them in the league already, right?
Potentially, I mean, I don't know. I've been watching this competition that much, to be honest with you.
But it doesn't matter. It's knockout stages, so yeah, you're lined up to play Bucharest or Lyon. So if Lyon beat Bucharest, then it'll be and Man United beat Sociedad, and that'll be the quarterfinal.
I think we got the easier side of this of the draw.
Yeah. I mean, I predict Spurs to go out to Ajax. So they'll win the first game and probably go out to Ajax.
You have them going far, man.
No, on to the next round.
So
they beat Alkmaar and Ajax beat Frankfurt and Ajax beat Tottenham. So they get to the quarterfinal.
I think you're underestimating Frankfurt a bit.
Underestimating Frankfurt.
Yeah. Well, they've lost Marmoush, so we don't know how they're going to react now with just Ekitike up front. That's a bit
sporadic.
And they're going to lose him as well, aren't they? He's on the way out as well, apparently.
Yeah, hopefully next year to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So
by all accounts.
But he's an option. He seems to be. If you there've been a lot of comps between him and Sesko, and maybe he fits more into this team in terms of what he offers, and he can play across the front line. Rather, Sesko's like he's a centre forward. He's a target man, centre forward man, and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's talk about him and the money and the profile. Yeah, again, he could be an option. He's like buying Isaac when Newcastle bought Isaac, sort of thing. So like buying him before he exactly. So I think that's a potential an option there, one to watch for the summer. There's a bit of noise around him. In terms of Man United playing Sociedad, I think they've played 4 times in the last 5 years, and you've got is it back in 2022 you won 1-0 away, but then they won 1-0 at your place, but then 21 you beat them 4-0 and drew 0-0. So don't know, it'll be close.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if you can actually pull it off, because obviously you have injuries as well. You got obviously league fixtures, and you got to worry about whether you're gonna, finish behind West Ham. I still don't see you going down. Sorry, I mean, sorry, not sorry, but
our European form has been quite good though. I think we're still unbeaten.
Yeah. And Sociedad, they're 11th in La Liga at the moment, and their current form is 1-1 and lost 4. So they're doing a bit of a Man United in the La Liga, basically. So you're very well matched. I would suggest you're very well matched.
You said unbeaten, but it's not unbeaten in all comps. It's just unbeaten in that comp.
Yeah, in Europe.
Yeah. Stop trying to raise the station. You need to bring the level down. All right, just a touch. Sorry and all that, but you know it is what it is. So, do you see yourself? Do you see Man United actually winning the tournament?
I believe our hardest game would be against Roma, if we reach that far. I don't know when we reach that far.
I'm seeing a bit of Mourinho Fenerbahce revenge coming along.
I don't fancy them.
Huh?
I don't fancy them.
You don't fancy them to get in there?
No.
I'm thinking Bilbao. I'm thinking Bilbao will be tough because they're 4th in La Liga at the moment.
Rangers are playing good ball as well.
But it's Rangers. Scottish football.
Yeah. It's a completely different level for me, that.
Yeah. I think yeah, there's some decent teams in there. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy. I think yeah, Bilbao might be the ones. I don't know what Roma's doing in the league, but I think Bilbao might be the dark horses. Lazio from the other side of the draw. Roma, yeah, it's but on their day, anyone. I think Roma, Bilbao. That's a biggie. I'm suggesting Athletic are the better team because they're away first by the looks of things. So yeah, it's Yeah, I guess it comes. A lot of it comes in these European competitions. Is like what form you're in when you get to the knockout stages. You know, who's fit and what form you're in. You know, what you've done in the league doesn't really matter because it's cup competition, and as we've seen, you know, every dog can have their day in the cup sort of thing. So it's yeah, over 2 legs it's a bit harder, but yeah, anything can happen.
I think once Dybala shows up for Roma, it should be an easier game.
I mean, he's on a bit of a purple patch, isn't he, to be fair? But yeah, a bit of a weird one. So who do you think you'd meet in the final, hypothetically, if you got to the final? Then
hypothetically, I can't rule out Ajax. However, I think Lazio might make a push.
I think you're probably right. I think Ajax or even Spurs get to that playoff game, and then Lazio put them out.
Yeah,
whoever it is, really.
Lazio.
Yeah,
they're the form side of that group.
Yeah, Lazio are 5th in Serie A at the moment. Roma 9th. They're actually quite a fight. They're about 7 points. Yes, 9 points above Roma. So again, Roma are sort of having a bit of a middling season.
Yeah.
Themselves. So yeah, Lazio you'd imagine are the better team, the bigger team.
I think Roma have sacked 2 managers, haven't they, recently?
is Dilly Dong managing them at the moment?
They sacked Rossi this year, right?
Is what?
They sacked Rossi this year, right?
Yeah.
But isn't the manager ex-Leicester? I've forgotten his name now.
Ranieri.
Yeah, Ranieri, is it?
Ranieri.
Yeah, it's Ranieri now.
Yeah, Ranieri, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were well down the list when they employed Ranieri. To be fair, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, their form's okay at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
1-4 draw 9 of the last 5.
I'm not saying that they haven't done better for it, because they have, but it's yeah, they're definitely on the second one out. Yeah, well, quite recent times. I think it's probably in about 6 months. Yes, but there you go. So if you met Lazio in the final, then for hypothetical purposes,
I mean, that would be a harder game than Arsenal.
It'd be a harder game than Arsenal.
Yeah, man.
Is that a harder game than Arsenal after you've played Real Sociedad, or a harder game of Arsenal in general? You just think you're better than Arsenal?
In all fairness, yeah.
You think you're better than Arsenal?
Yeah.
You are 15th in the league, and you think you're better than Arsenal?
Yeah.
On what measure? Just go. No, that's fine. You said it. On what measures are you better than Arsenal?
Right? However, if we go on merit and we go on status and we go on trophies, I'm better than Arsenal. Arsenal has
ball on a pitch is not played with trophies, my friend.
Arsenal has been where we are currently at when Arteta took over, right? I believe you were.
No, he didn't go to 15th. No.
You were 12th in January, and then you finished
15th, though, is it?
You finished the season at 8th.
It's not 15th, though, is it?
So hold on, but I still feel that this United team was better than that Arsenal side.
So are you saying you're a better club or a better team at the moment? Because you can't really say you're a better team at the moment.
I'm a better club than Arsenal.
But that's something very different, and I'd still argue the toss on that one. But no, okay. So if you're doing it based on trophies and championships and exactly like that,
if you're going head to head,
that's fine. Historically, yeah, you take it back. Yeah, Man United have been a bigger and more successful club than Arsenal, and that's on a purely numbers game is. Yeah, you can't argue with that. You've got Champions League trophies, you've got more Premiership trophies, not as many FA Cups, but that's fine, and all the rest of it. And yeah, you can't argue with that. But as it stands at the moment, you can't say you're a better team or a better club than Arsenal, considering where we both are in terms of our trajectory and our projects and where we're trending at the moment. That would be a tough one to argue. But yeah, historically, yes. But I would say, unfortunately, we are where we are now, 2025, and the difference is stark, and And yeah, there's a lot of catching up to be done.
So I'm gonna put something to you, right? So hypothetically, right? Because obviously everything is hypothetical. If you finish, I don't know, let's go for the dizzy heights of 12th.
Okay.
Right. So you finish 12th and you win Europa. Right. Firstly, how long do you think you stay in the Champions League kind of knockout phase? And do you think that puts Amorim on some kind of pedestal with the likes of Arteta?
All right. I'll have to take that back to Eric Ten Hag, who won, as he boastfully said, 2 trophies, right? However, that
does mean he's good.
No, that's what I'm coming to. That's
Right.
what I'm coming to. Not because you win 2 trophies mean that your team has been playing well. However, generally speaking, you can say that you had a better season than whoever did not win a trophy. Can we agree with that?
I would say loosely, yes. I would say the league position defines where your club is.
So let me answer the question now. Even if Amorim wins Europa, this team is not good enough to challenge for Champions League.
Yep. Well, I think we all agree on that score. Yeah.
So this just I wouldn't say buy him time, because I believe that he is the guy for the Ineos that they chosen. So they are going to back him. So no, I believe we will make it to the round of 16. However, that's as far as this team with no improvement goes in the Champions League if we win Europa.
Okay. So if you define where Arsenal is when they got to a quarterfinal last year and could potentially go further this year, potentially, maybe not. The situations are vastly different, aren't they?
How so?
Well, because you would fancy Arsenal against more opponents in the Champions League than you would Man United, wouldn't you?
But I would fancy both teams to be knocked out.
At what point? At what point in time?
All right, this is how I think, right? For me, it doesn't matter the point of the knockout. I'm going to be real, because my brother's a diehard Arsenal fan. I've never seen him sit down and say, all right, I fancy Arsenal to win the Champions League. So for me, as a United fan, I could be knocked out in it's a league format, right? So it's the first 24 that they take. Yeah, no?
It's top 8 and then the rest, yeah?
Yeah, so even if we're knocked out there and Arsenal make it to the round of 16, both of us have unsuccessful seasons.
Right.
So I don't really see the contrast there. You just made it one step further than me. Right. Unless you go and win the cup, I don't really see the contrast.
Well, in fairness, that they're not. We're not in the same competition this season anyway, are we?
No.
So we're talking about next season anyway.
That's fair play. That's fair play to you. Last season,
you haven't even got there.
You'll play some good football.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give Arsenal credit for that. This season, we have been playing poorly, but I think your brand of football changed. I don't know why.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't say that that we've necessarily carried on with the attacking flair, and that's been pointed out by many Arsenal fans as well. What I would say to that is that if the manager sticks with the same philosophy for the whole duration, and it fails time and time again, he will get criticised for not adapting. And if he actually adapts, he gets criticised because he doesn't play the same brand of football. So at what point can he win?
There's only one way to win that. only one way to shut everybody up.
Well, of course there is. Of course there is. But they're in such short supply. And in fairness, you know, when you win a cup competition, it relies on a little bit of luck as well. Not only in a draw, but in, you know, circumstance of, you know, whether you get the home leg first, whether you get the away leg first, whatever. So it relies on a little bit of luck as well. And I think you add a bit of context if, for example, you go out to a Real Madrid rather than you going out to a Benfica, for example.
Or PSV.
We haven't played PSV yet. So if we haven't gone out to PSV, but yeah, you can. Oh, okay. So okay for the going on future, right? If you go out to PSV, it's not as high a claim as going out to Real Madrid, yeah?
Correct.
Right. So we get through PSV and we go out to Real Madrid.
I can't even banter that. You go out to Real Madrid, man. You go out to Real Madrid.
But I mean, what are you saying there? Do you say that has no esteem, but that you've actually gone out to them, or is that a better quality?
No, because everybody knows Real is the current Champions League holders, right?
Yeah.
So I can't fault Arsenal if they go out to the champions.
Okay.
If they beat the champions, bravo to Arsenal, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So that holds. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I get that. That takes. You know, that adds a bit of esteem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because next year, what are we going to say to City? You got knocked out in the knockout stages, the qualifying stages for the knockout round. Don't give them a monkey. No, but the thing, we don't care who they played, and we won't say it. So I don't think who you play, you'll just be judged on you got knocked out in the quarterfinals, you got knocked out in the round of 16, semis, whatever. Whoever you play, I don't think it makes a difference. I think down the line, the statistic will be you got knocked out of the knockout phase of the league or the pre round of 16, and we'll just
1 second then.
Yeah.
Okay, we got going on that basis then.
Yeah.
If Barcelona win the Champions League from where they are in that draw,
yeah,
you can see the draw. I'm gonna pull that up there.
Yeah, Benfica, Dortmund, or Lille. Yeah,
and all that side they're not bad sides because there are no bad sides. But they're definitely on the easier side of.
Yeah. No one remembers who they played. You won or you lost. You know, we don't get extra kudos for winning the FA Cup with Arteta because we beat Man City on the way and Chelsea there, and
that's true.
And then also, you know, we've had runs to FA Cups where we played easy teams. We don't knock it. We just say we won it. You know. I think at the time. You know, I think the fans will. I think it's more for the fans. So if we get knocked out by Real Madrid, Arsenal fans will go, "Well, we gave it a go. It's Real Madrid. Bloody hell!"
Yeah.
You know, what do you expect? But other people are just gonna. You got knocked out at the round of 16. You over time, over a period, the narrative around Arteta will still be he can't get through European qualifying knockout phases that great, or he hasn't got a great record in that. So. You know, we lost to Sporting, we've lost to Olympiacos, you know, we lost to Bayern and things like that. And I think that record will be, and you don't tend to, that's okay because they lost there, but because that was Bayern Munich. But then, I think at the end of the day, you tend to just go, they've only made the quarterfinals once in the last years, and it doesn't matter how much, there isn't a lot of caveating in there at the end of the day. But I think it's important for Arsenal fans, we'll go, well, we got knocked out by Real Madrid, but it's Real Madrid. But that will only last so long, because if Arteta doesn't get far in the trophy in the next 2-3 years in the European trophy, he will have that on his head of not being able to go far in European, irrespective of who we played, because you've got to at some point beat these big teams. And so it's a given that if you're getting that far, you're beating these big teams, and if you're not, then you're not beating the big teams, so you're not good enough to beat the bigger teams.
As Arsenal fans, you guys are giving him 3 years again. If he does not deliver a trophy this year or next year, can you really see Arteta at the helm for 3 years?
I don't necessarily think for 3 years. I think he just signed a 3-year contract anyway, and the club aren't getting rid of him really, and no matter what, they've signed up for him. So maybe we'll get somebody else after that 3-year period, but the club don't do that. But my biggest thing anyway, and the gripe that I had in the summer and in January is that he wasn't backed. We didn't get the striker. Everybody, not just from our club, everybody from every club knew we needed strikers, knew we needed a winger, knew we needed somebody, and we didn't get anybody on an attacking side of things. We didn't get anybody. It's just a joke. So I know people are calling for Arteta and want him out. I personally think right now it's crazy. I think where I'm at, the bigger problem lies with the board and with the sporting director. But we didn't even have a sporting director in January. So, huh?
I said same here.
Yeah, but the thing is, you didn't have any money to spend either.
And getting rid of Edu didn't cost us what, 4 or 5 million or
I
something
think it was
like that.
9 million, wasn't it? It cost them 9 million to get him.
It was 9 million. It was just ridiculous amount of money just to, yeah.
I saw the question at the bottom there. If Amarin loses to Sociedad, would his job be safe or something like that? Yeah. As I said before, this is Ineos's choice. So I don't see him going anytime before the summer. Judge him on
the summer.
Judge him on what he does next year.
The biggest problem with Amarim, and if he's not successful, he has a certain formation, so he plays with 3 at the back. So he's going to be buying wing backs and people are playing a back 3. So they can't get rid of him because the next how many people actually do play and how many top clubs play like that way. So they will have to make a decision in the summer if he is really the right man for them. So they start buying wing backs, because if he doesn't do well next year, then all of a sudden you're going to have a team that plays a 3-5 whatever formation, and this new manager is going to be stuck with this. So hang on, no, I play a 4-3-3 or something different, and that could screw things over. So again, you're going to have another problem of having a load of players that square pegs in round holes, and another then change, and another. We then have to change everything and change our players and etc. So I'm not 100% certain if he survives this season, because even if he is their man, they have to think, if they've got intelligent people, which I'm doubting it, and in terms of sporting directors, looking at this properly, thinking, as a sporting director, this is your job. You're thinking, this is a style that we're setting up, and that style will go through the academy and go all the way through. And do we want to wed ourselves to a manager who plays?
It's a different matter.
They should do, but then they have to commit that. But then that's not a 1-year project. Then that's not like, then they're committed to that for at least 2-3 years, because you don't then sack him halfway through the year and then all of a sudden, great, we've just changed the whole formation of all the way that all our teams play, because Amarin plays 3 at the back, and that is, if they had a proper sporting director in place, that is the big question that they need to ask in the summer, if they're going to really commit to this. Because I think they just got him because he sounded good, because he's Sporting Lisbon, did all right there, etc. And yeah, he was one of the hot prospects. Did they really look at the impact of that?
They brought him with Omar. I think he was someone CD was looking at, and he brought that name with him.
But he didn't, though, did he?
Dan Ashton, if we believe what we're reading in the paper. he was against signing Amorim. He was more for Southgate and someone else.
He wanted to keep Ten Hag anyway, didn't he?
Yeah. So
wouldn't have been any worse.
No. I highly believe Ten Hag might have settled the ship around like 5th, 6th. I believe that.
No, well, I mean, it's keeping with Ten Hag would not have been any worse. Again, Man United did the worst. They made the worst of both worlds. You either get rid of him after the FA Cup win, fine, thank you, well done, now move on, or you keep him. But they did the worst. They kept him for a little bit. Oh, crumbs! Yeah, and this is where the issue with Man United is throughout the club. These poor, and it's costing them a shitload of money. Sorry, a lot of money. Decisions at this executive level, which is sort of like there's no coherent plan or coherent understanding, and in terms of what is their 3-year strategy? What is their 4-year strategy? Where they expect to be in this amount of time? You know, the way they're doing it is just sort of like scattergun. And as much as Southgate is a bit of a dullard, I think he would have been a bit more of a steadying influence than
this is what kind of baffles me about rival fans basically calling on Arteta to do whatever. And yes, I get the oh yes, he hasn't won any trophies and this, that, and the other. Man United right now is a cup side. You're a cup side. That's it.
All right.
And where you are,
I would agree with that to a point. However, rival fans really call out Arteta because how many phases does he really have?
Why do you care? Why do you care? You should care about the badge on your chest. You should care about. Why do you care about the badge on my chest?
Hold on.
But because if you're pointing at someone else, you don't look at you. That's
because it's because even my worst journey, I won a trophy. That's what it is.
Manu fans like myself, I accept where Manu is at the moment.
Yeah, right? But you're still deflecting from the point of view, and you think, oh, Amorim's going to get sacked in a year. Amorim's not getting sacked in a year. If they've
I never said he's going to get sacked in a year. However, what I'm saying is, right? I said they can't sack him before summer.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're right. They won't. That's just ridiculous. You know, because you're not going down. It's not like you need to sack him to save your season. There are three significantly worse clubs than Man United, and so you're not going down. Yeah. So finishing 16th, 17th is neither here nor there.
So long as you stay above the 17th, the 18th, that's all that matters right now for you.
No,
it is. You can go for the European trophy because you don't care about the league. Because you're not going to go down.
Let me answer the question you put before. About Arteta, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said we shouldn't be studying how much phases Arsenal fans go through with Arteta, right? But you use those phases as excuses.
No, we don't.
Yeah, because
I don't even mention phases.
Not you.
I've never even mentioned a phase.
All right, let me be more specific.
I mention a phase when you come at me saying about phases.
All right, let me be more specific with my words. Some Arsenal fans use the phases as excuses. Well, he's now on phase 3 or 5 or whatever.
You know those ones that use those phases or the outers. They're the excuses. Yeah. They're the ones that never really believed in Arteta anyway.
But
and that's their opinion. That's fine.
We can't call names, right? No.
Say again.
We can't say names or anything like that.
What do you mean say names?
Like certain Arsenal supporters. We can't. No.
You can say what you want.
Well, a certain Arsenal diehard who also has a channel.
You mean Lee Gunner?
No, not him. I think he streams with Yardman and the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean AFTV and that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well then, yeah, the conversation's dead already. Yeah. All right, okay, yeah, fine.
Can I before you go on with that? I actually had this before you go on with that, right? Yeah. I'm gonna do a little experiment, right, in front of you live. He doesn't know that I'm gonna do this, right? But I'm gonna do a little experiment just for that purpose, right? Because I saw a video. In fact, actually, before I even asked that, right, Tabs, if I said to you, Martinelli and money for Mbappe, what are you doing?
What's the choice? What Martinelli and money
so you
from
get rid of Martinelli, you give some cash, and you get Mbappe.
Well, of course.
So you're getting
no-brainer.
Mbappe, yeah?
It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Robbie from DR basically said on the thing, he was talking to troops, and he was talking to so-and-so, and he was talking to so-and-so, and this is how high they rate Martinelli, is that I just said there, they would pick Martinelli.
Yeah, let him. It's just an opinion, but I'll do Saka. I'll do Saka and money for Mbappe.
I wouldn't do Saka. I won't go that far, but you know.
Well, yeah. I know, but jokingly, but you know,
absolutely in an absolute heartbeat, go here are your bags. And what's not?
Yeah, and that's not because we don't like Martinelli. I love him, and I think
I want that profile in my club.
It's Mbappe for crying out loud. It's a no-brainer.
I want that guy at my club. I want a guy like Henry at my club. I want that at my club.
Yeah, and again, it's not about Martinelli. Exactly. It's about Mbappe. It's about that question, but
letting go. Is what you're doing, and that was from AFTV or DR Sports or whatever.
Yeah,
and so you can't say that they speak for us, because we've just proven that they don't.
No. What's interesting, we talked about this then actually in my other groups and things like that, is it's unfortunate that a lot of other fans have an opinion of Arsenal based on AFTV because empty vessels shout the loudest and all the rest of it. But they also do speak to a certain subsection of the fan base who are a bit more, maybe say, so me and you, Sparks, of a vintage that may be a bit more patient, a bit more understanding, have been through the ups and downs and whatnot and so on, where they maybe speak to a more a younger, more less tolerant of results and more just of a now sort of thing. So I don't, their opinions may be extreme and they are. What I don't like is the clickbaitiness and then when Lee talks nonsense. But if the underlying message there does resonate with certain people, like as you say, other opinions are available. But what I would suggest is they don't talk for the majority. They talk more for the extreme reaction, the ones that are sort of the extreme side of things, who are just sort of like, you lose one game, sack him, get the next manager, and don't maybe have a considered opinion, and it's a bit more just a reaction and emotional thing. So and I don't think they speak for the majority. They speak for some, so you can't dismiss it. But for the likes of myself and Sparks, when you want to have a conversation about Arsenal and have a informed, considered, rational conversation, don't be bringing them into the equation, because it just whatever they'll say, they just want you to react the way you do, and they want someone to click a button and be enraged and go, "Oh, he's talking rubbish," and the fact that he's a Luton fan and one of them and all the rest of it. So So happy to have the discourse.
Can I just say, just before you ask your question,
them as a reference
that's
points.
why you see more channels popping up, because it's like, well, I don't agree with them. I'm going to have my say, and we're not as big as they are. That's the only difference.
Well, I guess that's like me and the Stand, right?
And who?
The Stand.
Oh, United Stand.
Yeah. I don't really agree with most of the things said there.
But the difference with that is, I only knew about the United Stand. The only reason I watched the United Stand, and it's the first time I've ever watched the United Stand last night, and that's because I like Terry Flowers, and he was hosting a show on there, and that is the only reason
that I
even subscribed to the United Stand. So the fact that you've said that as well says everything about the profile of United Stand. United Stand is for United fans. AFTV is for the world. It's for you clicking it, you going, this is what Arsenal fans think. It's all for the fame. It's all for the shock value. All for, oh, look at these. These don't have any standards, and these don't have this, because that's what tells me. That's what Martinelli not being swapped for Mbappe tells me. If I was a rival fan, it would go, well, they don't have any standards. They don't want superstars at their club, do they? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but that takes me back to the overall question with Arteta. So, how long before you think this guy is like another Wenger in his latter years?
Can I just ask you a question, just on a little rebuttal to that?
Mm-hmm.
You said that your team is better than my team, right?
Yeah, and then I fixed it, but yeah.
Yeah, you stand by that, right?
Yeah, club. Yeah,
you're right. Okay. So is my manager a miracle worker because he's getting to second in the league with a team worse than yours, and he's second in the league?
But quick question. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. You're not answering the question with a question. You need to answer the question, and then you can ask your question.
Okay. You repeat the question.
So, if my team is worse than your team,
and
my manager is pushing for a title with the worst team, then you in 15th with another manager, isn't my manager a miracle worker?
Is your manager a miracle worker because I said my team is better than yours?
You said your team is better than my team. But my manager has got my team into a title challenging position, and yours is forgetting about the league to concentrate on Europa League. But the fact that my manager's got my team in a championship, in a title challenging position, doesn't that make him some kind of genius or something?
No.
Or just pray tell, is the team actually better than you saying it is?
No. Banter aside, you can't call that a miracle because
so the team's better, right? So the team is better.
He has the blueprint for second place.
The team, the Arsenal team.
All right. So
is better than the United team.
Let me say what you want to hear. The Arsenal team currently.
It's not what I wanted to hear. What the two things can't coexist.
All right, but I fixed it and I said club. So currently, the team head to head, your team is better, right?
Okay, thank you. At least we got that one sorted. Okay, fine. Okay.
We got that sorted a while ago.
Did we?
Yeah.
No. I think what we agreed was that you are a bigger club, and that's fine historically. But I wouldn't say better at the moment, considering where we are structurally and how we're managed and where our trajectory is. And I was going to say lack of leaky roofs, but I've been dribbled on a couple of times at the Emirates. But as clubs are, the trajectory of the two clubs and where they're going and how and all the rest of it, we are in a better position that cannot be argued. But historically, yes, Man United are the bigger club, and no one's arguing that. No one's going to deny that.
Did you guys answer the question about Wenger?
Well, no. In terms of Arteta, okay. Look, in terms of Arteta, at some point, the project has to come fruition, and he has to get results. There's a couple of things here. It's what the fans want and what the board want. So these are American owners who are coining it in from Champions League revenue now annually, and I think they're going to be there annually. And they may think, and what I've posited before in other sort of areas is that in America, getting to the playoffs is considered success. You don't have to win something, but getting to the playoffs, like NFL, getting to the playoffs is such a big deal to get into the playoffs. Only one team can win the Super Bowl. Getting to the playoffs is a massive thing. They talk about playoffs, and the same in NBA. So they're thinking, okay, you know what? If we're just getting top 4 every year, that might be enough. We're getting the money in, and that's that's what we consider success. And guess what? Arteta's getting there every year, and we're not having to break the bank every year. Right, every now and then we'll buy a Declan Rice, but other than that, we'll supplement. We'll do enough. So what the fans consider success and what the board considers success are not always the same thing. So I still think I don't think they'll get rid of him because he hasn't won a trophy. I think more likely Arteta will leave of his own fruition rather than the club wanting to replace him. Unless there's unrest and the fans, and unless it turns toxic and it turns a bit like it did in latter years of Wenger. I think, where those frustrations come in, he may get to the point, I've taken this club as far as I can. I can't go any further because I'm not getting the backing or whatever reason. From a fan perspective, I'm quite tolerant. I'm enjoying this. Football for me isn't always about the trophies. If we don't win anything, there's more to it than trophies, as Man United can show. I'd rather be in the seasons that we've had and then be Man United and win an FA Cup every day of the year. I don't want that situation, because we've been there and it doesn't make a difference, because the club is more than that. So I'd suggest, from a fan perspective, I think this year we can understand it. Some people may not, maybe not, but I think next couple of years is the tipping point. But I think we'll get there. I think we're so close, and this summer will say a whole lot about what the owners want about this club and what they want to achieve. We may not get everything we want.
I don't think we will.
But no. But we should be in a good position. So that's what I think. And that's where
I kind of agree with that, and not completely, but I'm in the same ballpark. Whereas the board didn't do enough in the summer. They certainly didn't do enough in January when they knew the injuries were there. We're not the worst club run club in the country, but we're certainly not the best. And I think that, like Tab said, what the fans want and what the board want are two different things. Now,
I'm sure they want to win stuff, but it's how much they prepare. How far they prepare to go
the boat out to win
stuff.
They want to do what's the least amount possible to win something, to tip the scales, when they could have just literally just gone, well, I'll tell you what, Gyökeres in January, he's got a release clause. We don't care about them. We'll just buy him. Because that's what I'd have done. Because we need to get a striker anyway. And you go, right, okay, I know he's got a release clause. I'll get him out. I'll get him in the club. And all right, it's not necessarily the profile that we wanted in the first place. But he's available. He's going to do the job. Now, I don't know what his personal life's like. I don't know anything about that whatsoever. But there must have been other players that were that kind of profile that met the criteria. And that's what I'd put at Arteta's door. If that's what's happening, he has to be so picky and so precise on the profile of player. That's what I'd call Arteta out for. Not the actual not being able to sign it, because that was at Edu's door. And I still say he was sacked. I don't care what anybody says. I still say he was sacked. Now, I don't know what he was sacked for or why he left. I don't know why that was, but nobody leaves that job. He's an invincible, for fuck's sake. It just doesn't make any sense. No,
I think he wanted more power, more money.
I just don't buy it.
He's responsible for a whole lot more under the Forest group than he was at Arsenal.
I know he was pushing for the multi-club model at Arsenal, and I just don't ever see that happening. They're too frugal with money. They're never going to do it. They should do it.
Frugal with money. I mean, frugal with Arsenal. I mean, you should see what it's done with the Rams in the US.
I can't even watch it.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it because it's just night and day.
But then they're American, so that's their priority. The amount they spent to win that Super Bowl and that stadium is just stupid money. So it's this is sort of a side project. Look, we'll see. We'll see. I think the jury's still out. I think they're mitigating circumstances around the transfers, on multiple sides. That's why I said I think the summer's where it's really gonna tell.
But the sporting director's got to go in quick, and there's been rumours today. Is it Larbe?
The one from Real Sociedad, yeah.
Contract anyway. Supposedly, it's going to be announced in the coming weeks. Don't know how true that is.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, look, I mean, and it'll be once we've won the Champions League, it'll be easy to get him on board and get all the players that we want.
Once we beat Real Madrid, and we've got a higher stature.
What? Of course, they're the ones that are going. Oh God, if we beat Atleti, we've got Arsenal in the next round.
Real has a hard game though.
Yes, I'm pleased about that one.
I think Liverpool have got a really hard draw considering where they're finished, and I don't think that this format really. I don't think it really rewards you enough for that position.
Yeah, I think you should be drawn at home. The higher team should be drawn at home in every round. That's your reward. I mean, a draw. Yes, your reward. A draw's a draw, and look, they got unlucky because they got Paris Saint-Germain, but Real Madrid got Atleti, but they could have got.
If you're 4 and 8, then the highest one gets the priority.
Yeah, exactly. Because also, I think if they get through and they're playing Villa in the quarterfinals, that's not an easy game. I don't think that you'd want to avoid a Premier League club at that level. Semi-finals are semi-finals, but quarterfinals, Villa. They. But
then Liverpool as well. They all right. The second one is an easier. It's an easier draw, isn't it? Or have I just made that up?
Do you want to bring it up? Did you?
I'm going to do it.
Were you able to
do it? I'm just got to find it. So yeah. Oh. Well, it goes straight to Villa, doesn't it? I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
No. Yeah. And they'll be at home. So I think they're away. I think they're home for the first leg against PSG, and then they'll be home for the second leg.
So Liverpool could go PSG. I mean, Bruges. They're not the worst, but I think they've got to Villa.
No,
so they go PSG, Villa. I mean, in all honesty, I think Real Madrid get through that, and then potentially Barcelona. Inter Milan in the final.
Milan's all right.
No, it'll be Bayern Barcelona semi-final, won't it?
Didn't Barcelona play Benfica already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that 5-4 ridiculous game, and that's one they should have. Benfica should have got a penalty to win 5-4. Instead, it went the other end.
Literally ran at the other end, didn't they?
So, yeah, but again, those group stages, when it gets to the business end, again, remember Real Madrid were a club in crisis. A few months ago because they weren't doing so great in the Champions League. They always do that. It's always the same story with them. Club in crisis. Oh, they won the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, it's their competition, isn't it? At the end of the day, so I mean, you can't fault them for it.
Yeah,
they always seem to do really well in the Champions League, and have they won it the most times? Is it them? 14 times.
Yeah. I think so. Something stupid.
Champions League the same amount of times as we won FA Cups.
Yeah, how many FA Cups have Real Madrid won? Hey, come on.
I mean, that's just madness, isn't it? When you think about it like that. We've done more than league titles. We won 13 league titles, and they've done 14 Champions Leagues. It's just immense.
It's just in their history, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
history of Real Madrid.
They built sides for it, didn't they? Really, absolutely mental.
Yeah. So it feels like though we've been, this season has been hard as it is, and then along comes the Champions League draw. So you've not seen anything yet, and then we got like the harder tie. I think PSV are the better team out of them in finals, and then we're going to be playing. Was it away in the second leg? get through in the quarters and the semi. So yeah, the season just keeps getting harder and harder. What are your thoughts on PSV? Do you think we should be winning it? Easy?
I
Not
mean,
easy?
you can't disrespect them, can you? But I think I'd rather PSV than PSG right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, we beat
Yes
PSG
and no,
2-0
but I think that they're
at the
different. They're
Yeah.
a different phase now.
Different unit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they was it 7-0 last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I know it was Brest or whatever they're called, but
Yeah, Brest.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I think Arsenal should be beating PSV.
Yeah, should is a dangerous word. I mean, if we had our full team, yes, everything is caveated with the fact that we're missing our front four sort of thing. So it's we should still win. But they're not doing too badly. I think they're second, 2 points behind Ajax in the Eredivisie. A clear second, but their recent form lost 1-1 and drawn 3. So
They beat Liverpool.
You'd
right?
expect us to go through.
Yeah.
As I said, in the group
relaxed
stages.
by then, haven't they?
Yeah, the group stage is a group stage. I'm not going to take anything from the group stages from them. It's just and was it we've played them quite a lot recently. Well, we played them.
Was it last year?
Yeah, 23 and 2022. Yeah, so last year we drew 1-1 in PSV and we beat them 4-0 at home, and then we lost the year before 2-0 in the Europa League group game, and then we beat them 1-0 at the Emirates in the Europa League. So again, group games, game stage. When we drew 1-1 last year, it was like the last game, and we'd already qualified, type stuff. And I think it's very similar with. And I think when we played PSV away, I think Rob Holding was in defence. So we had a load of injuries at the time as well. So, but yeah, final would have been the easier draw and the easier side. So, but it is what it is.
We'd have got to play Van Persie maybe.
Oh, that would have been funny. I was expecting it to be that because I thought narrative FC.
Written in the
I
stars,
thought we were
wasn't
going to get to have that.
It was Alkmaar, was
everyone was
it?
saying that.
When they got he was a manager there, and he they got beat 9-1, I believe. Was it Alkmaar?
Yeah. I don't know who.
Well, yeah,
RVP,
who was managing before? I think.
Yeah, no, he was managing.
Was it Alkmaar that beat them?
Get to it. No, where was it? Oh,
I
let me get to
I think it was 9-1.
Oh wow, yeah, no, he recently got beaten. Yeah, he got absolutely spanked this season. Who was he with? Herenveen, wasn't it? I think it was Herenveen. He was at, or he's currently at Herenveen.
Must be AZ that beat them then.
You don't rate pussy.
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't rate Van Persie.
Well, as a manager, no. Why would you?
Not as a manager, but generally, player.
Yeah, but as a player, yeah, he could kick a ball into the back of the net quite well. But as a manager, yeah, I'm not expecting anything great shakes from him.
If you're expecting any kind of bum sucking of RBP on here, then you ain't gonna get it.
No,
not happening.
Not happening. He was a good player. He did well for us.
He was a crock for us, and then he went for you and stayed injury free for a whole year.
Yeah,
he did great, right?
Yeah,
he did great.
Yeah, yeah. They lost 9-1 to AZ Alkmaar on September 14th. Yeah, there you go. So no, I don't rate him as a manager. He's going for, and the only reason he's going to final because he's the best player to come out of final in the last God knows how many years. So it's just a bit more of one of those
icon
old boys.
Like his son is one to watch for the future, though.
Is he?
Yeah, player.
Yeah.
Oh, is he not?
I wonder what his dreams are telling him.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's write down everything he says as a boy now.
Photo diary.
Yeah, exactly. So we can call those in when he does a dodgy transfer.
I think he'll just get a picture with him with every club shirt on, just in case. Yeah.
Isn't that Robbie Keane?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what he did, didn't he? He just throw him inside.
I used to support X and X as a
He
boy.
is a
Look, here's a
picture.
picture. Yeah. It was no one never knew, but he was a demon with Photoshop.
Yeah, you thought his cartwheel celebration was his only acclaim. It wasn't. It was his Photoshop ability.
Well, I'll take that as that transfer went down bad with Arsenal fans, right?
Well, of
Well,
course.
Van Persie.
Yeah.
I'm just glad.
Yeah. You send him to a rival, and the rival wins the league.
I'm just glad Ferguson lied to him. Yeah.
I mean, he did tell him he would be a champion.
He also told him he'd be there for 3 years, and he did.
Yeah,
Wasn't.
he did.
So I'm just glad.
I think he takes one championship.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to him, but I think that was kind of the breeding ground of our board being awful and basically hiding behind Wenger. So Wenger just, I mean, how he got to the Champions League qualification with some of the teams he did, I've got no idea, to be honest with you. Absolutely no idea. And it was only
like Wenger.
Huh?
I said I really like Wenger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is because he didn't necessarily prolifically win, he's kind of forgotten with the greats now, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't won a Champions League and because he hasn't done this, he doesn't fit in the iconic profile as a top manager now.
I mean, the style of football was enjoyable to watch.
I mean, he changed English football for forever.
He brought us Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Well, he players were still, drinking pints and stuff like that at the bar before games. It just mad. But yeah, he even banned ketchup. Did you know that? Banned ketchup in the canteen.
And that's why Arsenal have been hated ever since.
Yeah. How dare you? You invite us here, you don't give us ketchup. Maybe that's what it is. That's what it is with the refs.
Oh, I tell you what, I tell you what, some of the discourse around Arsenal stems from a foreigner coming over here telling certain people how the game that they think they invented should be played and should be done differently. And I don't think people have liked it ever since. And that's why Arsenal have been, no matter what we do, we're just always going to be that club that go. And this is not a complex, but but the club that will be picked on and highlighted for doing things differently when everyone else does the same. So
how dare they tell us?
Yeah. What was it Ferguson said? I know, but he said something about what does this foreigner know about English football or something like that. Something because he came from Grand Passat, didn't he? He came from Japan and stuff like that. So it was Ferguson dismissed him.
Well, he did that a few times, in fairness, but there you go.
Yeah, but then again, I respect Ferguson. There we go.
Yeah,
to a certain extent. Well, no. I'm one of these people that he did a fantastic. You can't knock his methods, whatever. But he won a lot of bloody trophies and fair play. And and in terms of fans, if I could ever be a Man United fan in Barcelona when they won against Munich, that you can empathize with the sensation that we've been there. We've had our Bournemouth moment. They had their Munich moment.
It's just level, isn't it? And don't think for a second that none of us want to win the Champions League, because if I I'm not going to be I'm not going to have a choice. But if I die without it, I'm not obviously going to be.
We'll get it. We'll get it. What? It'll be the irony of all ironies that this year has been the worst year ever, and we somehow. Cup competitions are funny. Obviously it's harder over two legs. We've got the best defense and if you keep someone out, you get one goal. We got to the Champions League final, and we had the best European record with Flamini at left back. I think Senderos was in there, and a couple of others. You know, we had a makeshift back four. You know, and we got to the Champions League final with a makeshift back four. So we turned that around with a proper decent back four. It does go to show you that attacks win matches, but you know, maybe if you just keep the goals out, you never know. You get a 1-0, you get a 1-0. Yeah, stranger things have happened. You know,
I do think a top defense wins leagues, but for competitions, you just need a top attack, and you just need to keep staying afloat, don't you? Really. Brentford is 2-0 up, by the way.
Yeah,
I just saw that coming there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Who have you got at the weekend? Bearded?
Everton.
Oh, you got Everton, and you reckon you're going to spank them? You reckon you're going to do them 4-0 again?
Said it's going to be a tough game, but once we show up, I'm expecting a 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you reckon, Tabs?
Sorry. Oh. I'm on 1%. For Everton, Man United, Everton are going to win 2-1.
Okay, fair enough. I said 2-1 as well. And the West Ham game, Arsenal West Ham. What are you saying for that, Bearded?
Who's West Ham's new coach again?
It's Potter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll watch a lot of him. I think that game might be the 2-1.
Do you reckon 2-1? What, to West Ham?
Arsenal 2-1.
Arsenal. Okay, fair enough. I think it'd be a 2-0. I think obviously he's run out of battery. I believe he's done there. So there we go. But yeah, okay. I think we're about there, aren't we? So I thank you very much for your company, Bearded. Been a pleasure as always.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime, my friend. Anytime. It's always nice to have a non-Arsenal conversation. You know, just a cross kind of fan debate. Love a bit of it. But yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, comment on the video, and hit the notification bell. We'll be live next Tuesday at 7:30, and same again on Thursday. We just delayed it one day because of the Champions League draw. So that's cool. So yeah, just make sure you're liking and subscribing, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. And good night.